Three dudes talking about anime. Guess it's important to hear what they say. Argue over what throughout night and day. Now that you listen to the Rant Cafe.
Yo, what is up, boys? How's it going? And welcome back to another episode of the Rant Cafe Anime Podcast. Today we're talking about Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, which we're forcing Recon to watch. Me and Jordan have already watched Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works probably a couple times, so we are checking out some other Fates that Recon told us to watch. It's going to be more of a focus on Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, but I only watched a handful, like 4 or 5 episodes, maybe 6 episodes of Elia, but we're mainly talking about Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Let's jump into that first. What's up, guys? Jordan, Recon, what up?
What up, everybody? Happy to be here. But I guess before we start on Unlimited Blade Works, I know that's what you want to start with, but can we confirm, did you at least watch 6 episodes of Ilia? 6 episodes was the
I
goal,
think
right?
I technically watched more than 6 episodes.
Okay.
So you didn't do your homework.
This is different. I watched the entire Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. I rewatched the entire Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works for this, even though we only need the first 12. Just saying.
I respect it.
But since we didn't really need to do that, I did say me and Jordan should check out some of the worst ones, and it was worse.
Oh boy.
Okay, we can talk about Unlimited
We'll talk
Blade
about
Works
we'll talk
first.
about
Okay.
that in a little bit. But let's talk about the first half of Unlimited Blade Works. Recon, general thoughts to start off.
All right. So I did my homework this time.
Thank
I've
God.
watched all 13 episodes of the first season of Unlimited Blade Works on 3 times speed.
Okay, that's
Oh,
a little
God.
crazy. 3 times. is a
No,
little
I'm joking.
crazy.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm a believer in like 1.25, 1.5.
I
feel
watched
like-
it about at 1.2. Sorry, 1.5. But general thoughts overall, it's aight. Although it did remind me a lot about one certain series. I probably shouldn't really do this comparison, but I'm gonna anyways. I might piss people off, but who cares? But this show reminds me a lot about Handshakers for some reason. I don't know why. The premise is very similar. Now, granted, now listen. Granted, Blade Works came out first, but I haven't really watched any Fate series, so I'm just making a comparison straight out of like what I've watched before. But very similar premise in which, people bond together and fight against other people in order to become winners and get that wish. Kind of the same thing with the Holy Grail War set up here. But
Sounds like you
yeah.
say it out loud, but I hate that you're not wrong. Like that, there's a reason I put those two against each other at the start of the last bracket, right? Like
I know I'm gonna piss people off with this, but to me, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works is like a better Handshakers, if you know what I mean. Like much better.
You know what?
that could have been worse, you know.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
You could have said it the other way around, and then I feel like that's what would have got the people going. But that would have been provocative. But no, I don't think that's too far out there of a comparison to say. Like
I think it's a fair,
Very
solid
similar.
comparison. I just hope I don't piss people off with it.
Okay, let's talk about some things you liked, some things you disliked, maybe some characters you liked, etc.
All right.
Actually, one more question. If we weren't forcing you to watch this, would you continue watching it?
No.
That's crazy.
But I know for a fact you're just gonna force me to watch.
Yeah,
the second
we
season,
are
so I'm
watching
like,
the
sure.
second season because I do think the second season is better than the first season. I think it gets better as it goes.
yeah.
Okay. Then I'm all
I-
in for it.
Yeah, and I told Recon this a little bit right before we started, Briggs, but I think there's a lot of things like this in Fate where Fate Zero is kind of the same way. Where the first season, there's so much info there that there's a lot of setup, right? There's a lot of moving parts with a lot of different characters, and they have to set things up. And then the second season's usually the one that's more of a fan favorite because so much is actually happening, right? Like it's all actually playing out. So hopefully it's the same here. Whereas it's the setup that was probably the slow parts of it. So.
Someone in chat, Ixis in chat says, I don't understand Recon's taste anymore. I know, right? Like this is I feel like this has waifus, this has high quality animation and good fight scenes. It's got cool badass moments. I'm surprised that he's not loving it.
I mean, it's okay, I guess, so far. I don't know about the second season, but it's just my personal opinion. It's okay so far, but the animation is gorgeous. That's probably my favorite thing about this show, because of because it's by Studio Ufotable. It's just gorgeous to look at.
Yeah,
But
no, the fights are very good.
mhm.
The fights are good, the backgrounds are good, etc. Everything's so pretty.
What do you think of our main character, Shiro Emiya?
Okay, so I told this to Jordan already before you even joined, but I'm not really a big fan of him.
I think that's fair.
He just has huge. He gives me the. He just has so much Deku energy, man. I don't know why. He just has so much Deku energy. It's just a weak, puny fucking high schooler who just gets given powers after wielding the sword. I think Saber's sword for the first time when he summoned her, and then he just gets granted power by being the master. I'm like, well, it's Deku all over again, man.
I mean, every master in Fate is gonna have like the power of their servant to an extent, right? And things like
Yeah,
that. But
I guess so.
I
don't
don't
think that's
remember Shiro ever wielding Saber's sword. If anything, he's able to
doesn't.
manifest the same two swords as Archer after watching him
I don't know if
fight.
it was her sword, but he grabbed a sword to fight back and during the first episode, and then
He kind of
Saber
knew how to
was
throw
summoned.
hands, all right?
Yeah.
Against a summoned spirit, against a servant, just a high schooler throwing hands, all right, or swords in this
Okay.
case.
I will say
I think
that
that's a prop to him. I
Yes.
will say.
that's one positive to the original Fate Stay Night version as well. Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works is great. It's better. I like the Fate Stay Night
I
version
agree
for
with
some
that.
for some small reasons. It almost doesn't make sense, but in Fate Stay Night he actually puts up more of a fight against Lancer. Like he hangs in there for more blows, a little bit more of a fight. It's a little bit drawn out, a little bit more against Lancer compared to what he does in Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. But it's still cool in Blade Works. Yeah, he was getting trained. He was getting trained with a wooden sword from Saber, yes, and he ended up being better.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's what is he in the Kendo club? I think Kendo sword.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I think Saber's just training him.
Oh.
Saber's just
Like,
training
he
him,
got
and
his
then
butt whooped.
he ended up
Like, I
being
wanna
better
get
with.
stronger, right?
Sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh, I was saying he ended up getting his butt whooped, and he's like, I want to get stronger, right? So
Yes.
he's definitely a
Yeah.
hardworking guy, very diligent, very It's not like he was given a lot of guidance on the path of a mage, but he's a very weak mage, but he's been doing that thing that he does every day for so long, and yeah, I don't know. I like Shiro as a character, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he gets too much flack.
You know what's interesting? I feel like I never used to like Shiro as a character because he's obviously very like naive and like to get people taking advantage of him. He's a bit on the weaker side. I feel like I didn't like him when I was young. Now that I'm older, upon rewatch, I'm liking him a lot more because he knows that he's being taken advantage of. He's just a good guy and will do it anyway. There's little things that I
Yeah.
appreciate more upon rewatching now.
He's a very interesting character because I think he's well written, but I could see why people would find him annoying because he is that goody goody two shoes to like a like cartoonishly exaggerated extent, right? As far as Rin even says at one point, I believe that like she respects like how kind he is, but she like still degrades like how selfless he is, right? Because he really does have that like survivor's guilt from his tragic backstory, and like because of that, like he wants to save everybody. Like he doesn't like he feels guilty for the fact that he's alive, so he wants to save everybody else. And there's not really any that doesn't really go with reality as we know it, right? So it's like the clash of those two things, the ideals and the realism, right? And he's the idealistic. So.
Yeah, like maybe we should have made Recon watch Fate Zero first, because I think you would have appreciated.
God damn.
You would have appreciated
Maybe.
Shiro's maybe backstory more. I think Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works could have went into his backstory a little bit more because they say he has survivor's guilt. We know that he's like kind of like the only survivor after like some tragedy involving the last Holy Grail War. That's mentioned, but it would have been if they put a
You
little.
don't have to go into it too much, right? Like it's there, and it like he flashes back to it a lot, and it's just very brief, I believe, right? Like it doesn't ever.
I don't know.
I don't
feel
think
like,
they have. Right?
Does it discuss?
No, you do get the flashbacks. You do get the flashbacks. It does have a little bit of discussion about that, but to me, the story in Fate was kind of like whatever, but it mainly focused a lot about the encounters with the characters and the fight scenes and the animation. Like that was pretty much the strongest point to me for the show. The story is like more on the side, more or less, but yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of mystery in Fate too. Are you a big fan of the mystery genre there, Recon? Or
I don't really watch much mystery these days.
Okay. I didn't know,
especially the
'cause-
season, especially the anime that come out are just a lot of generic isekais and overpowered tropes and shit like that. Very, very little on the mystery stuff.
Gotcha. And the reason I say that is because, Briggs mentioned potentially watching Fate Zero first, which is the way I watched it. But I think that there's pros and cons to watching it either way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the biggest pro to watching Fate Stay Night first would be there's a lot more mystery involved, right? As far as kind of what the characters want, who they are as people, like how things are playing out, and who the heroic spirits are in this case is always a big mystery, right? So we know the Lancer's like an Irish demigod who has like the Gabolg spear, like that's all kind of revealed, but for all the others, I'm pretty sure like it's kind of still like a big point of mystery for pretty much all of them, right? Like even
you in this show, for some reason, at least for the first half, you don't get too much about every character. Only very few, like you said about Lancer, but others like Archer. I still want to know more about Archer because he's probably my favorite character so far. You don't get much about him. Same as the others like Berserker, Caster. Not too much from them, but I don't know if we're even gonna see them again.
yeah, I mean, yeah. The thing is,
you guys probably know, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's a cast with a lot of characters, right? They all have different parts to play.
There is
you
so many characters.
You can't finish the battle royale without all the characters happening. So there's only one out thus far, which I'm not gonna lie. The first time I watched this, that made me so sad because all the promotion material you see, I saw that purple-haired girl. I saw how cute she was, and I was like, there's best girl right there. I decided before I even went in. She gets like off-screened, like they fought like a clone of her, and then Ryder is already out. She's already dead. Like, so any thoughts, I guess, on that? Like that was that not the most like disappointing thing of the entire series? Right?
I feel like that version of Ryder, like that spirit, just gets wrecked in every phase.
I honestly didn't care much about her.
She's already dead in Elia too. She got wrecked in Elia like second episode. Same Ryder gets wrecked. What do you think of like Rin and Saber, Sakura, the female leads or the female characters? Recon.
Rin is pretty much kind of the same, more or less, from the first version that we watched. She's a witch and
Not
she's
true.
Also a mask. Not true? What do you mean not true?
She is much more of a tsundere in this version. Significantly
Really?
more of a tsundere in this version. More
She's like
kind as
tsundere.
well.
It's more or less the same as the
Not the same.
first version.
Not the same.
I mean, I only saw a few episodes of Fate Stay Night, but it seemed the same to me, Recon. You're not too off.
I don't know. I felt like she's the same as
Part
the
of the
first three
fun
episodes.
of Fate. Part of the fun of Fate is comparing all the different versions. And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, Rin is similar. She's still the same person, but in this version, she maybe cares a little bit more for Shiro Emiya, and we get to see that side of her more.
I was about to say like I said, I only watched a few episodes of Fate Stay Night, but I feel like the biggest thing for Unlimited Blade Works is we do see a lot more of Rin, right? Like the whole prequel episode is like 40, 50 minutes. It might be a 50-minute episode. It's like all from her perspective, like leading up to that point where the routes diverge, and so the whole build up that we get in the first few episodes of Fate Stay Night, like we basically get to see all that, but from Rin's perspective as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to see a lot of foreshadowing in there. It's fun.
The reason for that is because it's based off of like a game, like a visual novel, right? And this route is Rin's route, so we get more of Rin.
Awesome. Recon, tell me, is that one of your biggest complaints about this? Is that Shiro's not a very good like harem protagonist? He chooses a route and then
This
like
is not a harem by any means necessary at all. Sure, I mean,
Phase Zero's a harem. I think you'll like Phase Zero. He has like one of the biggest harem protagonists in anime. Okay, but
I don't know.
but Blade Work, it's like routes, right? So.
Regarding the other female characters, Ryder is trash. Rin is awesome. That one purple-haired girl, the love interest for Shiro, whatever the fuck her name was, absolutely useless. Sakura, absolutely useless of a character for some reason.
Based take. Not based.
That's your best girl, though. Can we at least agree on
honestly, best girl for me, alongside Rin, would be Caster.
I love Caster.
Caster. There we go. I love
awesome,
Caster.
awesome character.
You haven't even seen the best part about Caster yet. Like that's in part 2. Like they
That's
save
the
all the
thing.
good stuff for
We
part
don't. I
2.
don't know much about her at all, and I'm tempted.
Yeah.
I want to find out more.
It's funny though, because I having watched Heaven's Feel, I just feel bad for Sakura. Like I like Sakura, I feel bad for her. But at the same time, it was Heaven's Feel was like the last one I watched. So I watched like the Dean version,
dark
Unlimited
route.
Blade Works. I watched Zero. I watched all these different versions, and I'm like, fuck Sakura. She's just, why are you even here? Get out of here. Why are you even here? Why are you in her house? Why are you in his house?
Why are you here? Why are you in his house? Why are you wasting my time? Why are you on the screen? Just get out. Let the story continue.
Breaking
But
my heart.
yeah, I also do appreciate in this anime that it's not just all about 1v1s. It's not just about a master and a servant versus another master and a servant, because you do get duos as well. Like Rin helping out Chiro and fighting together against a much more stronger opponent, and that was awesome to see. But the fight scenes are just awesome. I really like the fight scenes. Quality animation, lots of cool characters. But as soon as Rin explained the premise of the Holy Grail War, I think it was episode 2 or 3, I don't remember. I was like, yeah, this is pretty much just Handshakers 2.0, but better, which is cool. I like it.
I hate that comparison. I hate the comparison so much, man.
But you have to agree though, Briggs. I am right.
Okay, do you have a favorite character now? Do you have a favorite character?
So far, Archer. But I do have a
Nice.
much more favorite character, and that is Gilgamesh,
Oh,
who will come later on, because, yeah, I've seen what he can do. I've seen what he can do.
So
how
I
have,
will
you
say,
how have you seen what you could do?
I kind of saw some YouTube clips
Cool.
a long time ago
Yeah,
about
I mean-
what he can do.
I mean, Gilgamesh is one of my favorite characters, so that's great. Archer, glad you're loving Archer. I loved Archer, especially at this
Archer's
point in the
awesome.
game, and for this version, Archer's the GOAT.
so you know how I mentioned that there's a lot of mystery in Fate Recon?
Mhm.
You know what's crazy is like for a lot of these, like if you watch through all of Unlimited Blade Works, it's not even like you get answers to all those questions you might have, right? Like
No.
it's different routes. So like there's some things that you'll just never get addressed in this route ever. Like
Yeah, that's true.
So there's things around, I don't know. Like, are you questioning maybe why Gilgamesh and Sakura are like talking around, or like while they were together at bits and times and things like that, or
I was.
all the stuff we see
actually-
Gilgamesh just doing in the background? Just
Actually, now that you mention it, I was, but he's just so secretive. Like, you don't know much
Yeah.
about Gilgamesh. He's just there in the
You might never
background, just
find out.
plotting. He's just there in the background, whatever, plotting his evil schemes. But I want to see, like, from what I've seen on the YouTube clips, I probably, that was a while ago, but I've seen the Shiro versus Gilgamesh fight, and I'm like, oh my god, that is like one of the best things I've ever seen.
So
Is that in season 2?
Yes. Doesn't that make you want to get there?
I kind of do, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Okay. It just blows my mind that you watched Ilya, you've watched Apocrypha, which I haven't watched yet, so I can't really speak negatively
But
on it.
about Apocrypha, by the way, Apocrypha's better than Fate Unlimited Blade Works.
That's just.
And my favorite
I
character is
can't
my girl.
argue with it because I dropped Apocrypha after like 1 or 2 episodes, so like I can't
Damn.
really argue and say no. I don't think I completely disliked it. It was just very
don't have to talk-
different.
But this is like my absolute super hot take on the whole Fate series about
Yeah,
everything
know
so
what?
far. Fate Apocrypha is better than anything, and Astolfo is the best character of all time. My girl, the best one.
I would say like 90% of people who watch Fate would disagree with you because they've seen Fate Zero. However, I do have one person in my chat who's a gigantic Fate fan, knows so much information, and they love Apocrypha, which makes me want to get back into Apocrypha as well. But we also have Ixis that just said fuck Apocrypha. So, fair. Let's dive a little into Ilya real quick here, Jordan.
I'll let you guys take the lead on this
The
one.
first thing I want to say about Ilya is after like there's about 5 or 6 times where I had to just pause just because it was referencing stuff in like Fate Stay Night and whatnot, and I appreciated when it was doing
too.
that. But then I'm like, it just blew my mind that Recon had watched through all of this, but had never like I was trying to wrap my head about how Ilya would feel if I didn't get any of the references or any of the other points. It was like hard to even wrap my head around because there were so many things that were happening that were like such a 1-to-1
I
shot wise.
I feel like Recon might be the only person in the world to have not seen Blade Works or Zero, but have watched
No.
not only Apocrypha but also Fate Prism Ilia.
Listen,
So
I
here-
only watched them because they were part of the season, okay? I just decided to go with the train ride and stick around with it.
So here's a really cool fact though, Briggs. Like I know you watched Fate Stay Night, but when Ilya season 1 came out, there was an Unlimited Blade Works movie I think that Dean had done or something like that, but Ufotable hadn't done Unlimited Blade Works yet.
Unlimited
Whatever.
Blade Works.
Yeah.
Fate Stay Night Dean version had definitely been out. And
Yeah, that came out like 2006, but like it was like
2006.
2011 or 2012 whenever
and when did
it was
Zero
like
come
the year
out?
before Unlimited Blade Works.
When did Fate Zero
It
come
was
out?
like in between Zero was like 2010 or something along those lines. So it was like in between those two is whenever Ilya season 1 came out. Which is like why it kind of blew my mind, some of the things that were in it, because a lot of the soundtracks were still good because it takes inspiration from the novels. So it's a lot of the same soundtracks, just different variations of it. And then did you at least make it through the fight that was midway through? Like,
I watched a good chunk of it. Did I watch it super? My idea for this kind of podcast was kind of the re-experience Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, Zero
Yeah.
with Recon, but also check out some of the shittier ones, or maybe not shittier ones, and give them a chance. So I was planning on watching only 2 or 3 episodes, and then you told me I got to
Yeah.
watch to episode 6 in a DM. So I kind of tried to get there. Episode 2, they finished the fight with Ryder, if I remember correctly, and this other girl showed up and used a Lancer card and said, "You're gay," like gay bulge, which is the name of the spear, or the attack or something, which I always find is funny. Which it happens in
EAE, gay means like spear or whatever in Irish. Like,
Oh, it's in Irish.
So,
I thought it was in German.
yeah. So it's like it's like Irish mythology.
Got it.
So it's it's like he's an Irish demigod. So like that was the name of his spear. So
Cool. So basically, what was I gonna say? So I watched those 2 episodes or 3 episodes pretty thoroughly, but I just wanted to give my general thoughts on this. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. It's just worse Fate. It's funny to me though. It's really funny because I wasn't expecting what was gonna happen, because we've seen the Sakura route, we've seen the Rin route, we've seen the Saber route. I wasn't really expecting a Shiro and Ilya von Einsberg route as like a magical girl. And like so rather than being like mages and magus, they have like these wands and they're magical girls, and it's not a tournament for the Holy Grail, but instead they're trying to save the world and collect the cards and shit like that. And it's actually a cool spin-off. I think it's a cool spin-off idea, and I think it has a different target demographic for sure. And I'm not that target demographic.
see, I'm torn on that because I feel like it does subvert the typical magical girl genre in a lot of ways.
Yes,
And
it does.
I went into this expecting not to like it because I've heard so much hate for it, and I've heard a few people that did like it as well. But I thought Ilya was actually really well done. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. I might like it more than Unlimited Blade Works.
I'm glad you did. I think it's just impossible for me not to compare it to the other works, and I really struggle because this is more humorous. It's more comedic.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't necessarily look at it as like a comparison to those other works.
Yeah, you shouldn't. But I
here's one of the-
struggle not to.
So here's one of the things that like might be tough for me to touch on as far as the reason I probably like Ilya the most. Because I don't want to spoil Fate Zero or like the second half of Unlimited Blade Works for Recon. But like Fate in general, just talking typical tone, is very depressing. There's a lot of dark shit in like all the other Fate series that I've seen. So like you take some of those same characters that you know and love, and you get to see them just be happy for once, having a normal life. Like there's parts of that just warmed my heart, right? Like we get to see Irisfield kind of come in and give motherly advice in the second half of the season, and yeah, she was like best girl of Fate Zero for me. So I'm like, all right,
Dude,
I'm here for that.
It's just so funny. I don't know why. I just wasn't expecting like, oh, this spin-off series. Like I guess they just all have Shiro and in it. I just wasn't expecting like a younger looking Shiro and like Ilya von Einsberg, the girl who she summons Hercules in Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works to be like the main girl in this one. and then like Rin shows up. I don't know why I just wasn't ready for it. I should have been ready considering that's fucking every Fate that I've experienced. Does Apocrypha have Shiro in it? I don't remember. I thought it didn't. I thought it was a different character.
It's a lot of the same characters. From
Apocrypha
Fate,
does not have Shiro.
Okay.
Right? Apocrypha does not have Shiro.
For Ilya.
Yeah,
like,
Ilya, it just feels like it's another route, but now they're magical girls.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it is like its own spin-off entirely as far as like in Fate Stay Night, like Ilya is the older sister, right? Like she's like 18 and Shiro's like 17. But in Ilya, like they just lean all the way in. Shiro's still 17, but they made her like 10, right? Yeah. So it's like you go back to like how old she was in like basically Fate Zero, but she's happy.
I thought in Fate Stay Night, Ilya was really young, isn't she?
No, she's 18. Like because she was there in. She was like 8 years old in like Fate Zero.
Remember,
right?
Briggs,
like,
Ilya Prisma is the prequel.
Yeah.
Ilya Prisma is the prequel,
it's not a prequel. It's a spin-off entirely. It's not related in any way. A different universe.
Is she not the one who summons Hercules in Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works?
She is. Yeah.
Okay, so she
Who
just
the fuck is Hercules?
She looks a little bit younger.
Oh, I am so
Who's
sorry.
Hercules?
No, not Hercules. Not Hercules. What am I talking about? She summoned like the Berserker guy.
Oh, the Berserker. Yeah.
Oops.
I was like, who's Hercules?
I did an oopsie.
But
yeah, so I didn't realize she was 18. I thought she looked like she was fucking 12.
That's the thing, is like she would be like the older sister, right? Like
That's
she was
crazy.
so young in Fate Zero, and then like 10 years go by, right? So it's one of those things where I don't know. You see so many sad things throughout the other Fates, and then you just see them all together and happy and stuff for Ilya, and that made me happy.
Yeah.
But then also it had some serious stuff in there too, where like there's the tone shifts in like a Madoka type way, where it's like, oh, like I didn't ask for this, but suddenly I am risking my life in these fights to the death. And then in the middle of the like season, you just get this randomly you get one of the better fights that I've seen in Fate with like Saber Alter coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like never, first time ever being animated, great soundtracks, and like it's like a multi-episode fight. I was rewatching that fight right before the podcast. I'm like, man, it's crazy to think that this came out before Unlimited Blade Works or Heaven's Feel or any of that, and it's still so good. Like I don't know, I was fanboying a little bit when I saw Saber Alter, so it was a fun time.
Question, Recon.
Mm-hmm.
Based on your experience of all these Fates thus far, do you know who any of these heroic spirits are?
What do you mean, heroic spirits?
Like
The servants.
the servants.
Oh, the servants. No, not really at all.
Good. I like that because that's part of the mystery.
I barely know much about them, to be honest, but that's why they're just interesting.
Good.
They're interesting characters.
I'm happy. I kind of spoiled one, but other than that,
It doesn't matter if you spoiled one. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
cool, great, fantastic.
It is funny to see though and stuff. Like the servants are supposed to be like the strongest, characters throughout history and whatnot. And then you just, I guess thinking about like the mystery elements of Fate Stay Night. What did you think about like the ending of or around the end of episode 12 where you suddenly see Kirei like throwing hands with like Castor invades the church and then bro is fighting for his life there, but he's also putting up a fight, right? Like there's warriors in this day and age too, right? As we've seen. So.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. I like it. I appreciate Shiro, doing his best, trying to get stronger. But in the end, Rin is like, just stay away from this or you're going to die. But you can see in his face, Shiro just he ain't going to back down. He's going to keep on going. He's going to get better. He's going to get stronger, which is protagonist power. It's cool. But I still don't appreciate the Deku vibes coming from him.
Yeah, it does have a bit of a more shonen feel
But,
because they are kids, right?
Honestly, the final battle between them and Castor, awesome. Very cool.
And the battles just get better and better, in my opinion.
I just want to see that Gilgamesh fight, man. I want to see it in action.
Everybody's always so excited about the fights, but what about the date?
Because that's what it pretty much is all about to me.
They ate lunch. We got to see Saber eat lunch.
See, that's
Who
something.
cares?
That's something you
Who
don't
cares about
experience.
that?
That's something you don't experience in Dean. That's something you don't experience in the D one. You don't get a date episode with Rin, and that might be a plus for the Unlimited Blade Works. Not gonna lie. I like
the slice
seeing, I like seeing the warmer, kinder side of Rin. The tsundere side of Rin sometimes. I
still think one of my favorite scenes in all of Unlimited Blade Works is just like him opening the door, seeing Rin, and just closing it. I don't know why. Like scenes like that always crack me up, but then you can see her angry, right?
the slice of life stuff is cool, you know, the school life and all that stuff, and the dates and the hanging out. But it's all just filler until the main events come in, you know. So it's just all filler stuff.
Breaking my heart.
Yeah, watching Unlimited Blade Works again, I love Archer so much as a character, quite a bit.
Agreed.
He's very good.
Definitely a badass character.
Um,
But Astolfo better. Just, you know, putting that out there.
and I will say, knowing what I know now, having watched the other Fates, I think rewatching Fates and seeing Archer is a whole different experience thinking about it. But that's something for Recon to find out and learn about in the second season, which is what we're going to do next week, ideally.
No.
Recon, watch the second. You only have a little bit of homework left. You have the rest
What
of
if I don't do my homework for the next episode?
You just need to watch 12. You're going to love it. It's good. It's good. Trust me, it's good. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
All you have to do is finish Unlimited Blade Works. And then we're going to watch Fate Zero again, which is going to be great. I can't wait to rewatch that. What?
We get to watch Ilya
Why
season
is
2, right,
everything
Bree?
about Fate? Can we just move on to
No,
different series?
we're on
Why
our
don't we
Fate
move on
arc.
to Sword Out Online arc? How about that? It's
can do
SAO
SAO
arc.
We
next
That would be
could,
fun.
we could, but not next week because next week's Unlimited Blade Works.
Oh god.
And Ilya season 2, right, Briggs?
No. However,
Wait.
I wanna watch
Briggs,
season 2.
You gotta watch something. You can't just back
I
down not do your
will.
homework.
I will watch something. I would happily watch 6 episodes or even 12 of Apocrypha. Or
But I would watch Ilya.
isn't there a grand or I watched Ilya. I have my opinion. It's a spin-off. It's a spin-off. I'm down for something else.
Everything's a spin-off in Fate. That's the whole point. Is like there's the main series with Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel and Fate Zero and whatnot, and then everything else is a spin-off.
Okay, so what other fates are there? There's Grand Order and there's Apocrypha, correct? Have you seen Grand Order?
I haven't seen
No,
either of those.
We
No.
have not. Honestly, you guys just watch Apocrypha.
I'm
think that would be
down
better.
to give Apocrypha a second chance. I'll try and watch a lot of it. Okay.
Okay.
If not, I'll
Okay.
try to watch the entire season if it's only 12 episodes. I never agreed to that for Ilya. 'Cause I knew what Ilya looked like. And I'm like, I'm not really that down. I'm gonna pull a Recon, but I will check it out.
Okay, but what did you think about the Yuri stuff, though?
It was like
Let's
I
get your
think it
opinion on
wasn't
that.
like real Yuri though. It felt like it was like just for comedy, right?
That's the thing. There really wasn't a lot in that
Yeah.
first season. I've seen a lot of gifs and stuff where like it's more kind of into it, and I think that's later seasons.
Yeah,
there's
they
a little,
get
there's a
into
little
it
bit more at the
a
very
lot
end of
later
season 1 where it's some Yuri stuff, but like for the most of the part, like there's a lot of like slice of life comedy aspects that are very lighthearted, and then there's some more serious stuff, and it kind of goes back and forth between those two for the duration of that first season. So
I feel like is it that Ilya has like a little bit of a crush on Mew, but like I don't
more so the other way around, but a
Mew
little
on,
bit.
It's the other way
Mew on-
around.
Mew on Ilya.
Other way
know.
around.
I'm gonna be
It
honest.
leads into the fan service part a little bit, yeah.
It leans into it, but I feel like it leans into it for just a humor perspective. And I'm like, is this the reason why Jordan made me keep on watching just so I could kind of see this?
Oh no, I wanted you to see the fate as the Saber Altar fight because like that was like episodes like 4 through 6 or whatever, but it just kept going, but it was very epic. And like episode 6, we get to see Irisfield basically do like the Archer transformation where she basically becomes Archer and has to fight Saber Altar. And I'm like, this is unironically one of my favorite fights in Fate, and it was just really well done. I didn't expect that midway through season 1 of Ilya of all things. Like it
fuck.
caught me off guard.
I need to watch 4 through 6 a little bit better. I watched the first 3 pretty thoroughly.
It's like all just a very serious fight, but like I was genuinely shocked, but like pleasantly surprised, like with it. So,
All right, so
and then it goes back to some slice of life stuff. But you know,
I'm
it's-
very excited to watch Handshakers 2.0 season 2. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I am looking forward to hearing your opinions on the second half because there's some crazy shit, reveals, mystery-wise, battles, endings to the end of this season. So I'm excited to see what you got going on for Unlimited Blade Works season 2 and your thoughts on that. I'm excited to watch Apocrypha because I actually have heard some good things, even though I didn't really love it when I first checked it out.
Pretty good. I like it. You're gonna like Astolfo.
I have heard good things about Astolfo, I will say.
Is there anything else that we need to talk about though for Unlimited Blade Works season 1?
Not really. I mean, I've said everything. I've said my opinion about it. Just
I mean, you
Let's
talked
move
about
on
the
to the next
character,
one.
you talked about the characters, you talked about some fights, you talked about like some of the slice of life moments. Yeah.
that's pretty much it. Characters are a lot of the characters are good. Don't like the protagonist though very much, but most of the side characters they outshine him by so much. Moments, can't really say there's big moments so far. It's like it's building up. It's building up to something. So yeah, no moments so far.
I like the caster's mage just being able to throw hands was good. That was a cool fight. He's just an absolute beast.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. He's like the teacher guy. And it was kind of like foreshadowed because Saber even acknowledged like the way he walked and held himself that like he seems like a good man. Maybe he's not a good man, but definitely a warrior, and that's how Saber kind of identified that.
I guess I didn't really think about that too much as far as because he did surprise me, but I was thinking Kirei might surprise Recon being able to throw hands and whatnot as well. But man, watching Fate Stay Night first and just seeing all the different characters randomly able to throw hands, like I'm sure that is a whopper. There's some good fights in there. So.
Although in the Dean version, you get to see Shiro against Lancer early on. I already mentioned this, but I remember him like he used like a crumpled up like piece of paper and he hardened it and he blocked a couple things and then he did the thing where he opened it up and used it as a shield in the Dean version. It was a couple moments where I'm just like, dude, he's fighting Lancer, and I'm sure Lancer's not going all out, obviously, but still, it was just like it was a testament to like what Shiro has the potential to do.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of foreshadowing in Unlimited Blade Work. So like rewatching some of those first few episodes and just trying to pay attention to that was very, very fun. So it's a very rewatchable series, 100%.
Do we think
100% no?
Does Elia? Sorry, I'm jumping back and forth crazy. Does Elia like Shiro in the Prism one?
Like a little bit, yeah. Like there's some, like it plays into that as like a fan service part. Like she like is like having a dream where she's like trying to kiss him or whatever, and then she wakes up and she's kissing like the other girl instead or whatever. Yeah. So like it plays into there's some. It's more of a
plays
comedic
into
thing,
both, but for comedic sense.
It does play into both.
But yeah, like it definitely felt comedic.
It's funny though, but Shiro doesn't do much in Elia. Like he's just pretty much the background character.
Unlimited Blade Work, she hates Shiro, right? Like as we've seen in season 1. So. Like, it's crazy seeing her appear out of nowhere and you have no context to who she is or, like, why she's there. But she walks up and says, like, Oni-chan or whatever, right? Like, she calls him brother. Yeah. So, like, there's a lot of mystery there in Unlimited Blade Works, I'm sure.
I mean, if you guys are into that, by all means, keep on watching it for that stuff.
No, I'm talking about Unlimited Blade Works here as far as, like, she walks up when she was first introduced and calls him brother, right? So, like, the fact that they're... Does it even say like why or
not explained at all? I don't think early on.
Not explained.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't think it does. Like, it doesn't explain a lot, and that's why I'm trying not to go too far into it. But like it's fun just seeing stuff like that happen with no explanation, just adding to the mysteries, right? So
yeah, and Shiro doesn't even like react or like has a weird reaction. I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah, Shiro's just kind of always out of the loop. He's just kind of he's a little bit of a. I don't know. He doesn't think too much about things. He just kind of does, right? Yeah. Man of action.
Fair.
Right. So the plan is Fate arc and then SAO arc. Deal?
Okay. In regards to SAO, are we just rewatching the original, or like are we talking about the other arcs and like the movies? Isn't there a movie that like redoes the original?
Yeah, but that's an Asuna's perspective.
I would like to watch that. I'd be down to watch that.
Nah, come on. You gotta watch the main man Kirito. You can't just watch Asuna.
I've watched it twice though. I could give you all my opinions without watching it.
You're literally it's gonna be the same, just in her perspective. Just
I read it.
Less badass, basically. Like less. You're gonna get less action with her.
Yeah, I know there is a lot of SAO I probably haven't seen because, like I said, I watched the first 2 seasons like pretty much when they came out because I'd read a little bit of it prior, but I've never rewatched either. So Mother's Rosario would be like the last arc I have any familiarity with. Wasn't there like a whole other like spinoff or like there's also movies and stuff after that? And there's a lot of SAO.
There's a lot of movies. There's a lot of movies on this show. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're next week, Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works Season 2, and Apocrypha. So I have to watch some Apocrypha this week.
Curse you, Briggs. I held off on watching Ilias Season 2 because I didn't want to like get too far ahead.
I just wanted to check them out. I want to check them out, the other one. That's my goal.
All right, Apocrypha. It is. I am excited to see Astolfo. I've heard nothing but good things about the that guy. So.
Yeah, Astolfo, my girl.
And I think that's a great way to end the
It's a real
podcast.
man to be best girl. Yeah.
As usual. As usual. Love you guys. Shinpaku,
All right.
and I'll see you all next time.
Dang.
Later.